The road ahead, it twists and turns, and the sun beats down and it burns. But I keep on pushing through. And every step quicker than the last, my feet tread down this beaten path, and I keep on pushing through.
Okay, Charlie here. It's June 8th and I'm in Shields. We don't have these in Texas, but they're pretty cool. They have like outdoors kind of everything. A little higher end than our academies and stuff like that, but I'm seeing if I can fix the problem. I'm having some weight issues with possibly some of my sleepwear, and you know, starting off with a 15-degree bag, that's probably a lot more intense than I needed. Scott's brought me up here. Say hi, Scott.
Hello.
And he's kind of helping me get along here. I'll pick up some more fuel and some different lightweight options. They have an MSR version of my hydration bag that's about half the weight of my hydration bag, and so I'm gonna tone up a little bit and maybe see if I can get a little bit lighter gear on a couple of things. We went through the bag last night, and there's a couple of things I probably need to ship home, but it was pretty spare. We didn't come up with a big pile.
Yeah.
I'd already cut that bag down quite a bit, and so this is a big store. They got their own Ferris wheel and everything there. And but anyway, you know, I got to tell the story sometime when I'm outside the store and everything of how I met Scott and you know, what all this has done and how I got across the river, because it's kind of a really neat story about how I got across the river. Okay, my boy here and everything, I was just talking to him about what's constitutional and about what's not constitutional. And he's not said much and everything, but he's holding a set of the Bill of Rights right there in his hand. And so, you know, I figure if anybody knows about it, this dude Thomas Jefferson right here probably knows all about what's constitutional and not constitutional. Yeah, just anyway, it's pretty neat. Full-size statue of Thomas Jefferson. Okay, this is Parker, Jake, and Trace, and they've been taking ACT tests this morning. So, you know, all of my students who are fussing about having to take SATs and stuff in the summertime, here's three guys who are getting it done. And anyway, these are Trace's Scott's child, and then these are his friends and everything. And what high school y'all go to?
Millard North in Omaha, Nebraska.
What's your mascot?
Mustangs.
Do y'all suck at football?
Yes, currently.
Kinda.
I was telling them I'd teach at the best football high school in the state. So
There were some lax
we don't.
players, so
So anyway,
doesn't matter.
there some more of the super nice Nebraskans that I've met, and you know, everybody say hi to the people in Texas.
Howdy, Texas. Howdy.
So there's. This is the Platte River. As you can see, it's pretty full. This is the river that the Mormons followed when they were going through Nebraska. Scott's giving me a tour on the Ural motorcycle, and we're getting to see some of the scenes here. But this will be the river I'm following all the way through Nebraska pretty much. As you can see, it's a pretty healthy source of water. The trail ran parallel to it, so it's not weaving up and down as much, and they didn't have to cross back and forth across this thing a lot of times. It's kind of up a little bit right now, but even still it's got some sandbars in it. There's a lot of lakes on both sides, and with lakes come lots of bugs and mosquitoes, and you know, they had malaria, they had dysentery, and all kinds of other stuff come from this. But this is the Platte River, Nebraska. Okay, here's another crossing on the Platte River. The water's fairly shallow. Scott tells me you can walk across except for holes, but there's big sandbars, and you could actually see down into the water a little bit over the sandbars, unlike most of the Texas rivers where you can't see 2 inches under the water. Flowing pretty swift. I'd hate to try to have to cross that with a wagon. And the fact that it's very sandy, I suspect, means your wagon wheels are going to sink in.
Oh, yeah, definitely. When you stand, you sink.
One of the things the Platte River was kind of famous for was its quicksand. Scott said when you stand, you sink in this thing.
Yeah, there is quicksand.
Lean forward, Scott, so I can get you in the motorcycle picture. So, anyway, here we are on the Ural, the Platte River, and I'm going to be walking by this river. It's Sunday, June 9th, and I'm getting ready to go to church. Scott's going to go to church with me, and he had to make sure we weren't going to do anything weird at church or anything like that. And I told him, no, our church services are perfectly normal, so it's nothing going to be too weird. But he's going to go to church with me and check us out. He's really gotten into this Mormon history. He's talking about when he comes back from his trip to Colorado, he's going to travel backwards on the Mormon Pioneer Trail and check out a lot of the museums and stuff. And I think that's kind of neat. It is a cool chapter in history, and it's pretty easy to get enthused about it even if you're not a church member. And so, but you know, Scott's such a great guy, and yesterday he took me out and showed me a little ways into Nebraska so I can see what I'm facing. And you know, we started out across the Elkhorn Valley, and I'm like, this is just as hilly as Iowa. We got the other side of the Elkhorn River and everything, and it settles down into a nice flat plain. And it's got a lot of mosquitoes, got a lot of water, but the hiking looks just dead flat, which I'm really super getting ready for. I'm going to mix everything into a video that I did yesterday. A lot of it is not anything super profound. It's me riding around in the sidecar of a motorcycle, which is the coolest experience ever. You need to do that sometime in your life. Put that on. Everybody put that on your bucket list. And, you know, just stuff. You know, I did some shopping, got a new air mattress, got some more food, got some different things like that. I'm stocked up and ready for the week ahead. I'm going to be trying to make Kearney, which if I make it to there by next week, they have a big Granger's, I think. Anyway, big sporting goods store. And I'm going to stop in there and restock on food and get some other camping, you know, if I need any camping supplies. I've lightened my load quite a bit. I'm sending home probably 10 pounds of stuff, you know, like, and some of it I'm probably going to regret, but I carried this tripod with me, and I have used it twice, and it was like, you know, I could have handheld the camera. I didn't have to use the tripod, but I did. And I'm going to send the tripod home. I'm going to send home my old air mattress. It was kind of leaking, and got a new one. I'm going to send home the dromedary water bag. I got a much lighter one, and you know, the 28mm lens. I'm really wrestling with this. I love having a nice wide angle lens, but do I really want to carry a nice wide angle lens? And so I'm going to be down to a 35mm lens and a 60mm lens from my camera, and that'll be about it. And so anyhow, this is getting ready for church. I'll come back and give you the thoughts for today, what I went on for today, but this is to tie up yesterday's video. And you know, I love everybody. Keep watching. If you are liking what you see, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I could probably use a few more subscribers. and, have a good day.
This is one of the reasons I love Earl.
Okay, we go where others can't. I don't know if y'all heard that, but Scott just said this is the reason he loved Earl. Go where others can't.
And take selfies.
And take selfies.
That's a rough historical marker. And we're back.